So the first thing we see here is the surface area of a sphere. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. 4 pi r squared. Now, this means that if you're given the diameter, you need to cut it in half because you cannot use the diameter here. You have to use the radius. All right, they give us a huge example here with the moon. All right, example 1 is the moon. So circumference, they want the circumference. Circumference of the moon, that's 2 times pi times r. So you just plug it in, 2 times pi times your radius. And you get rounded, obviously, that. They also want the approximate surface area. My surface area is 4 pi r squared. You need to memorize that. 4 times pi times r squared. Approximately 37,958,532. Surface area is units squared. All right? So you really just need to know that formula, 4 pi r squared. So this is, again, one that you just need to memorize. Volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. If you do this in your calculators, you need to do the division here, the 4/3, and then the pi r cubed, or you can do 4 times pi times r cubed divided by 3. You can do that as well. All right. It should do order of operations. I just don't know what type of calculator you're using. So make sure if you're doing it that you test these when you do your examples. All right. Make sure you test them. All right. So let's look at example 2 here. Look at example of this sphere. I want to talk about what this term is. They talk about it, but it's kind of hidden in the chapter. This right here is called the Great Circle. On the Earth, it's the equator. Okay, the Great Circle runs around the center, right, of that sphere. It's right in the center. It's going to house your diameter. If you were to go further up on the sphere, it's going to get smaller. Think of a basketball, right? Right in the center is the largest part. The closer you get to the top, it's smaller. The circles would get smaller if I were to cut it right there. Versus if I cut right in the center, that's the largest circle that you can have. It's called the Great Circle, okay? It's called the Great Circle. And so sometimes they'll give you the circumference of the Great Circle and want you to find the volume. And what you have to do is actually back out of that and find your radius, all right? And so the term Great Circle is referring to this right here. It's where you're going to find the diameter of your sphere. They want us to find, in this case, the volume. They gave us the diameter, which means what do we need to do with that to find the volume? We need radius. So what do we have to do to the diameter? Cut it in half. So my radius here is 5. And at this point, we just plug it in. 4/3 times pi times my 5 cubed. And if you plug that in, obviously you're going to get a decimal rounded to the nearest tenth. Volume is cubic inches. Cubic inches. All right. Questions on finding those? All right, we're going to try a couple. And then we're going to do, hopefully,